Guess who's back?
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Today we are going to talk about a very important topic, a topic that confuses many English learners. Today we are talking about English words that mean different things in different situations. This is one of the main reasons why English feels confusing sometimes. You hear a word, you learn one meaning, and then suddenly, the same word means something different, and you think, wait, I thought I knew this word. This is normal. English has many words that change meaning depending on the situation, and native speakers do this naturally. Let's start with something important. English is very contextual. That means meaning depends on the situation, the tone, the place, the moment, not just the word itself. Let's look at a very common word, take. This word has many meanings. For example, I'll take a coffee. Here, take means order. Now listen to this. Take this. Here, take means receive. Same word, different situation, different meaning. This happens all the time in English, and if you only learn one meaning, you feel lost. Another example, the word hit. I hit the ball. Here, hit means to strike. But listen to this. Hit the brakes. Now hit means to press. Same word, different action, different context. Native speakers don't think about this. They feel it, because they learned the word inside situations. Now let's talk about another very common word, get. This word is everywhere. I get it. Here, get means understand. I got a message. Here, get means receive. I'm getting tired. Here, get means become. 3 different meanings, same word. This is why English learners sometimes feel frustrated. They know the word, but not all the meanings. Another word like this is run. The dog runs fast. Here, run means move quickly. This machine runs all day. Here, run means operate. I run a business. Here, run means manage. Again, same word, different situations. English loves this. One word, many meanings. Let's talk about hold. Hold my hand. That means grip. Hold on a second. That means wait. The meeting will be held tomorrow. That means happen. Context changes everything. Now think about listening. When you hear these words, you cannot translate them directly. You must understand the situation. That's why translating word by word doesn't work. You must listen for meaning. Another example, the word break. Break the glass. That means destroy. Take a break. That means rest. Break the law. That means violate. Same word, different meanings. Native speakers don't memorize lists. They learn through life, through repetition, through experience, and you can do the same. Let's talk about call. Call me later. That means phone. They call him a genius. That means name. This calls for action. That means require. Again, context decides. Now let's talk about set. This word has many meanings. Set the table. That means prepare. The sun sets. That means go down. Set a goal. That means establish. One word, many uses. English is flexible, and flexibility can feel confusing, but it's also powerful. Once you understand this idea, you stop fighting English. You stop asking, why does this word change? And you start thinking, what is happening in this situation? That shift changes everything. Another common word is make. Make a decision. That means decide. Make food. That means cook. Make someone happy. That means cause. You don't need to memorize all meanings at once. You need exposure. Let's talk about turn. Turn the light on. That means activate. Turn around. That means change direction. Turn into. That means become. Again, context. English words are like tools. They change shape depending on the job. That's why real English is learned in context, not in isolation. If you only study vocabulary lists, English feels random. But if you listen to real conversations, patterns appear. Your brain starts connecting meaning with situations. This is how fluency grows. Not fast, but naturally. Understanding comes before speaking. always. When you stop translating, your brain relaxes, and relaxed brains learn faster. So don't worry if a word confuses you. It's not a problem. It's part of English. Each time you hear a word in a new situation, you are expanding your understanding. That's progress. And little by little, English starts to make sense in a more natural way. And this is the moment when many learners feel relief, because they finally understand something important. English is not confusing because you are bad at it. English is confusing because it depends on situations. Once you accept this idea, you stop fighting the language. You stop asking, why does this word mean something else? And you start asking, what is happening here? That question changes everything, because meaning lives in context, not in dictionaries. Let's remember something important. Native speakers don't think, this word has 5 meanings. They think, what do I want to say right now? And the correct meaning appears naturally. That's why listening is so important. The more you listen, the more situations you hear. And the more situations you hear, the clearer these words become. You don't need to memorize every meaning. You need to recognize patterns. When you hear, I get it, you feel understanding. When you hear, I got home late, you feel arrival. Same word, different feeling. Your brain learns through repetition, not through force. At first, this feels slow. But one day, something changes. You hear a word in a new situation, and you don't panic. You think, oh, that makes sense. That is progress. English starts to feel logical, flexible, human. And that's when confidence grows, because confusion disappears. Let me tell you something important. You don't need to know every meaning of every word. You only need to understand the meaning that fits the moment. Real conversations don't wait for perfection. They flow with understanding. So when you hear a familiar word used differently, don't get frustrated. Get curious. Curiosity is a better teacher than pressure. Every situation teaches you something new. Every conversation expands your English. Little by little, your brain stops translating. It starts connecting meaning directly to context. And that is real fluency. English becomes less about rules and more about feeling. You stop memorizing. You start understanding. And when you understand, speaking becomes easier. Listening becomes clearer. English becomes normal. So remember this. English words change meaning because life changes situations, and language follows life. Be patient with yourself. Trust the process. Keep listening. Keep noticing. You are learning real English, and that matters. Thank you for listening. I hope this helped you understand English a little better and feel more confident with real-life vocabulary. Bye! See you next time, and keep practicing your English. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, share it with someone who is learning English, and don't forget to subscribe. Follow me for more English content, more practice, and more real-life English. Thank you for watching.